Dr. Axel Seal is the president of the Asian Society of Emergency Medicine, and we are thankful that Dr. Seal have collaborated with us in this virtual symposium. He has brought us a lot of great speakers and audience from around the Asian ASEM member societies. And he is also the immediate past president of the Hong Kong College of Emergency Medicine. Dr. Axel Seal has also been the president of the Resuscitation of Council of Hong Kong, and he's led the development of the ACLS and advanced life support to Hong Kong, extending to Macau and beyond. He's also supported the development of emergency medicine in different member societies, including in Myanmar. Back in Hong Kong, he's actively promoted the importance of CPR, and he implemented the advocated the implement of the AED registry, and also helped to expand public awareness and education on CPR and AED use. Dr. Seal is going to share with us on his leadership role in the Asian Society, and also perhaps his tips for our audience as well. Let's welcome Dr. Seal.
Okay, thank you, Kelvin, for your kind introductions. And okay, let me share the screen first. So it is really my honor to be here to give you a very brief account on the Asian Society for Emergency Medicine and my humble view on the EM leadership in Asia. So, okay, this is the map of Asia. Let's start with $1,000 questions. Do you know how many countries in Asia now? Okay, the answer is 49. Okay, okay, then this is a $10,000 questions. Okay, do you know how many member societies in the ASEM? No, the answer is 12. So you can appreciate that currently it's about 1/4 of Asian countries or regions that have joined ASEM as the members. So probably let's start some background history of the establishment of the ASEM. Probably everybody will appreciate that emergency medicine is a relatively new, young specialties in medicine. But with reference to Asia, indeed, the first National Society for Emergency Medicine was first established in Japan, the Japanese Association for Acute Medicine. It was established in 1973. That means next year they will celebrate their 50th anniversary. And since then, there are more and more national or regional society for EM were established in Asia. And after that, they started to organize various academic activities, including this South and East Asian Conference on Emergency Medical Care. It was first held in 1993. And actually, during these conferences, well, there are a lot of the Asian immune physicians, they start to think and discuss where there's a need to establish a platform solely for the Asian emergency physicians. And after that, the chance came during the first Asian Conference on Emergency Medicine in 1998. And indeed, during the second days of the conferences, well, emergency physicians from Singapore, Hong Kong, Taiwan, Japan, and Malaysia, they discussed, and finally, the ASEM was inaugurated. So when you was asked about the birthday of the ASEM, this is the 24th of October, but you can't remember, don't worry, you asked me because I'm the privileged to share the same birthday as ASEM. Well, these are the objectives of ASEM. ASEM wants to promote the science and art of emergency medicine in Asia, to promote study research and engage in various discussions in all areas of emergency medicine in Asia. And also ASEM want to assist the training and establishment of guidelines in emergency medicine care. And also they want to represent the views of the member societies to accredit in both the Asians and international community. And also they want to encourage and assist in the coordination of different kind of activities of emergency medicine in Asia. Well, you can see that these are the distributions of the ASEM member societies. They were distributed in both the East, the South, and the Western part of the Asia. Well, during 1998, we have 5 founding members. We have the Hong Kong Society for Emergency Medicine and Surgery representing Hong Kong. We have the Japanese colleagues, and also we have the Malaysian Society for Traumatology and Emergency Care representing Malaysia, and also we have the Society for Emergency Medicine in Singapore representing Singapore, Taiwan Society of Emergency Medicine representing Taiwan. With almost 25 years history now, we have 7 more ordinary members, including representatives from Philippines, India, Korea, Myanmar, Thailand, Turkey, and UAE. This is the demographic characteristics of our member societies in ASEM. You can appreciate that without doubt, India carries the most populations, and whereas Hong Kong and Singapore, because of the relatively small in area, our population density were highest amongst all those member societies. This table showing about the development of the emergency medicine in our member societies. Well, emergency medicine was first recognized in Singapore and Philippines in 1980s, and subsequently the Turkey, Korea, and Hong Kong, and so on. But for the National Society of EM to be established, as I mentioned before, Japan, the JAM, was first established in 1973, and subsequently Hong Kong, the Hong Kong Society for Emergency Medicine and Surgery in 1985, and subsequently Korea, Singapore, etc. Well, the Asian Conference on Emergency Medicine was our signature functions. It was first held in Singapore in 1998, and since then it was a function of every 3 years until 2009 that we started to run these functions every 2 years. And then you can see that Hong Kong and Taiwan have the opportunities to run the conference for 2 times. And indeed, for Hong Kong, we held the first ever virtual conference on the Asian Conference on Emergency Medicine last year. And it was successfully held despite the impact of the pandemic. And the next year, we will have the ASEM going to Philippines, Manila in April. Hopefully everybody will have a chance to go there for face-to-face interactions. And 2005, the ASEM will move to Emirates. Besides the ASEM, we also pledge to promote academic activities on emergency medicines. 2 months ago, we have the first academic meetings, which was co-organized with the Asia Pacific Association for Medical Toxicology. And next month, we'll have another one, which was collaborate with the Asian Association for Emergency Medical Services. We have guest speakers and also the presenter from Singapore and Taiwan. This function is free for to join, and no pre-registration is required. And all are welcome to join next month. Besides academic meeting, we also organize a webinar to discuss on various hot topics in emergency medicine. Just like 2 years ago, we have the webinars on COVID-19. And in July this year, we also have another webinar on emergency medicine education in Asia. It is also a free function, so everybody are welcome to join. Besides working in the local level, the Asian emergency physicians are also keen to show their influence in the international setting. Well, everybody, every emergency physician probably they know that the IFEM, the International Federation on Emergency Medicines, was the first international body for EM, and it should be the biggest. It was established in 1989 with currently 29 full members, 10 affiliate members, and 6 ex-official members. The founding members include the ASAP from representing USA, CPAEP representing Canada. We also have a British colleagues, and also the ACEM representing Australia. Hong Kong, the Hong Kong College of Emergency Medicine is really honored because it was the first member who was joined to IFEM after the 4 founding members. And subsequently, we have more Asian societies to join the IFAM as member society, then ASEM joined as ex officio member in 2008. Besides joining as a member society, we also try to show more influence on the leadership in the IFAM. Professor Tim Rayner represents Hong Kong, who worked as executive board as the vice president in 2016 to 2018. And Dr. Paul Ho, our next speaker, he also worked as a liaison and oversight officer from 2018 to 2020. And also we have the treasurer, the current treasurer in IFAM is Dr. Sinev Kumar from India. And the ICEM, the International Conference on Investment Medicine, is also their signature event for IFAM. And we also keen to show our importance by organizing ISEM. The first ISEM was held in Singapore in 2010, and subsequently 2014 in Hong Kong, 2019 in Korea, 2021 in the Emirates, and 2 years later, 2024, we will have the ISEM in Taiwan. Every 2 years, the IFAM will grant awards to those distinguished delegates they have shown contributions to IFAM or to their local development in EM. So we are so glad that we have a lot of the Asian delegates, and probably you show a lot of familiar face, because for Hong Kong, there are numbers of Hong Kong delegates were awarded the Order of IFAM before. And besides that, also the IFAM will grant the humanitarian awards to those who have contributed a lot as a volunteer for humanitarian work, especially in the emergency medicine. You can see that Dr. Wang Daiwai, our senior, was the first Asian delegate who received both the Order of IFAM and also humanitarian award from IFAM. So let's talking about some possible challenges of emergency medicine in Asia. Well, although in some parts of Asia, especially for those developed countries or regions, emergency medicine is being recognized and well established. However, in some part of the more rural parts of the Asia, emergency medicine is sometimes undeveloped and may even not being recognized as a medical specialty. So we need to work hard on this issue. And also, the system of emergency medicine is quite diversified in Asia. Not only the pre-hospital EMS system, but also the hospital EM system. They are using different systems in handling patients. And also for education, for both undergraduate education and also resident training, there are also a significant difference in the training programs. Disaster is common and also a preference in Asia, including both natural disaster and also man-made disaster. And it's always carry a very significant challenge for emergency physicians in Asia. Traditionally, there are a lot of leaders in emergency medicine. They are all male in Asia. But having said that, there are more and more ladies leaders in EM in Asia now. Well, first of all, our current president, Dr. Carol Wu, the current president of the Hong Kong College of Emergency Medicine. And also we have Dr. Pauline Convoca. I just saw her name in this audience. She's here. And she is the immediate past president of the Philippines College of Emergency Medicine. And also Professor Annie Shiu. She is the current president of the College of Physicians, Emergency Physicians in Singapore. And Dr. Sabarif is also outstanding leaders, female leaders in emergency medicine in Malaysia. And also Dr. Rasha. She is also another speaker in this afternoon. And she is the current president of the Emirates Society of Emergency Medicine. So, who can be a leader in emergency medicine in Asia? Well, I think my humble view on this issue. First of all, I think a leader in emergency medicine, especially in Asia, they need to have a vision. This is a famous quote from Martin Luther King. I have a dream. I think as a leader in emergency medicine in Asia, they also need to have a dream. They also need to think about what they want to model the future emergency medicines in future. Because without a dream, just like what Stephen Zhou said, without a dream, you just look like a soft fish. And also a leader should be influential. They need to show their influence that may make the people to follow. Fortunately, these are our past very brilliant ASEP president. They have shown their influentials in leadership so that to lead our society from the originally 5-member society to now 12-member society. They make a lot of changes in the past almost 25 years. Cohesions. Okay, also I just like Dr. Choi, I use a shortest example. But I need to declare that I'm not a fan of the Liverpool Football Club. But they have a very famous club song, "You Will Never Walk Alone." As I mentioned before, we have only about 1/4 of member societies representing Asia. That's definitely not enough. We need to cohere to let more members to join to show the power of Asia. Fortunately, we have received some new applications from Bangladesh, Indonesia, and Sri Lanka. We will be closely working on them with them so that they will become our new members in ASEP. Connections. We need to connect with others representing EM societies. Well, within Asia, we have very close relationship with for example, the Asian Association for EMS, the Asia Pacific Association of Medical Toxicology, and also the Resuscitation Council of Asia. We also have a very good friendship with the PAROS and PATOS. And indeed, ASEM is not the only international EM bodies in Asia. The Gulf Federations of Emergency Medicine, they have about 6 members representing regionals and emergency medicine societies in the Gulf area. As a leaders in the ASEP, I think we need to closely work together so that we can make our influence on international EM much stronger. Besides Asia, we also need to work and connect with other societies in an international manner, including the IFAM representing international EM and also the USAM representing Europe. Indeed, we have started the talk with the USAMs in last year, and during the meetings, we agree that we need to work close together in terms of the helping our counterparts to organize webinars, speaker nominations, and also for ASEP, we endorsed the Emergency Medicine Day, which was advocated by USAM, which will be held on 27th of May every year. And also we will agree to share all those related educational activities and also to share our views on some hot issues in emergency medicine. For IFAM, especially during the past 2 years, because of the impact of COVID, face-to-face education is being limited. And so that's why our member societies and also the ASEM has closely worked with IFAM to organize various online education activities to benefit our trainees. Advocacy. As some leaders in the emergency medicine, we also need to voice out and also be alert to any situation changes, especially those related to emergency medicine, and try to voice out their will to corresponding parties, maybe the health authorities or even the government. In the past, we have issued position statements on different issues, for example, the COVID-19 and also in relation to the development of undergraduate medical training program in emergency medicine. Sustainability. In order to make the specialty stronger, we make sure that we have a sustainable profession and specialties. And this is what we need to do, because we need our young generation, we need to grow the new plants to follow us. Every year, we will have medical graduates After they graduate, they may choose surgery, orthopedic surgery, ophthalmology as their future career. We need to do our best to attract those who is willing and who is competent to be emergency physicians in the future. Well, unfortunately, we have some very devoted person. The one showing on the right-hand corner, lower-hand corner is Dr. Arif Savit. He's my close friend in Turkey. He founded this international emergency medicine education project, which targets on the promulgation of the EM education to medical students. And I have the privilege to give a welcome speech for recent programs in his platform. And in his project, he has various collections on the videos, X-rays, and also various emergency medicine related questions, and also knowledge by sharing by various experts in order to benefit the medical students, and hopefully they will attract them to choose emergency medicine as their future career. Besides that, besides the medical students training, we also need to concentrate on our residents training. This is the emergency medicine resident network founded by Dr. Li Jingxin. I also saw his name here as one of the audience. Indeed, he is one of the speakers in this afternoon. He developed this network to organize various educational activities to facilitate the training of the EM residents in Taiwan. And with their experience, we also developed our own Hong Kong emergency medicine training networks. And indeed, we have very close relationship with each other. We organized face-to-face exchange program in the past, but because of the COVID, we need to rely on the Zoom in the past 2 years. And hopefully with the situation going better, we can have the chance to have the face-to-face exchange program later. So this is my on the last slide and the final message. If you can't remember what I have talked before, this is the most important message that I want to share. Indeed, in my viewpoint, anyone can be a leader, just like Mr. Anyone, Yang Mo Yang. Okay, it is only a matter whether you want, you will, and you can make a change. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Axel, for your excellent talk. I'm very fortunate that we belong to a college under previously your leadership and many other leaders who has a lot of EM dreams. I think, and I think we've achieved a lot, and we've seen a lot of strengths within the Asian society, and I can see that the emergency medicine has a bright future based on these dreams and leadership. Again, I call for questions. If you have any, please include them in the chat box. But before we have any questions, maybe I can ask Axel a question about inequalities among EM society. I think you've shown us on your slide that many of our neighbors in the Asian society are still suffering from quite poor working conditions. And I think you have mentioned about the need to build up the societies and help each other in terms of our neighbors. I think you've also highlighted some work that has been done before. And I know that the Asian society is still working with different colleges and societies around Asia to help to develop emergency medicine. Can I also ask for your experience working in other emergency medicine societies and colleges when you sort of work with them in development? What do you see as the skills that are important to support these development in our neighboring societies?
Oh, thank you for your questions. Indeed, I think the solution will be can be divided into several levels. First of all, it's more important is the recognition of the specialty, especially from the higher authority or the government, because without their support, resources may not be able to allocate it for the further development. So this is I think this is the most important. And with their support, actually, from the others colleagues in the Asian world, we can actually support their training. Initially, we just like the situation in Myanmar, they haven't got any special or recognition of specialty of emergency medicine before. With the support of government, and also they have they were keen to have some, they were keen to import some specialties and also training. And then with the help from including both Australia and also Hong Kong, actually they sent our delegates, sent our representative there to organize different kind of training in terms of the basic emergency care to those they want to shift. For those who may shift from, for example, orthopedic surgeons or general surgeons to work as emergency medicine in the field in Myanmar. And then besides that, we can target on some specialized training, for example, trauma care, or even basic emergency ultrasound, etc. And this is the second level. And the final level will definitely be the undergraduate training in emergency medicine, because just like in our era, emergency medicine was not incorporated in a significant part in the undergraduate training. But without that, so probably medical students may not know about emergency medicine. Without knowing about emergency medicine, they will not choose emergency medicine as a future career. So I think this is a very important in different levels for us to work for them, so that they can develop a system for the emergency medicine, both training and also how to they provide emergency service for their countries.
Thank you, Axel, for your sharing and your talk and in your leadership in ASEM. And we look forward to further activities and collaborations under your leadership. Thank you, Axel.